Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight on 207. I'm Samantha York.
And I'm Rob Caldwell. Coming up in this half hour, community kitchens and food pantries around our state rely on donations to keep operations running. One program in Maine is doing its part to feed more people with a little help from hunters and game wardens.
And maintaining and engaging the muscles around our spine can help with spine mobility and help us avoid tightness. We're at the Form Lab learning 3 stretches that will have you feeling better as you move throughout the day. But first tonight, a lot of us own pieces of family history that have been passed down through the generations. We might think those pieces have value, but we don't really know.
They're often stashed away in a closet or attic, unseen and unused for decades. Bowdoin College in Brunswick recently received a gift along those lines, a gift that is now being shared with the world. Walk through the stacks at the Bowdoin College Library and you'll see books. Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of books. But turn away from the stacks and step into the special collections room and you never know what you might find. Kristen Strout had a vague understanding that some photographs her great-grandfather had taken might be here.
Really wasn't paying that much attention until we actually were here. And I brought my dad out. And we came into the archives and we're like, could we see some of these photos you have?
Turns out Bowdoin had more than 6,000 images, nearly all of them shot by Kristen's great-grandfather, Leon Strout. Most of the photos were taken in and around Brunswick from 1894 to 1937.
When you were young, or even when you became a young adult, did the family ever really talk about Leon Strout? Was he kind of like, oh yeah, he would come up every once in a while in some sort of a conversation?
It wasn't like this big deal, right? It was just, oh yeah, he was a photographer.
Leon Strout had a photography studio at 200 Main Street in downtown Brunswick and lived upstairs. The building is still there and now houses a used bookstore. Strout was a commercial photographer who worked for himself.
It seemed like he was a kind of a free spirit almost. He went wherever he wanted to go.
Presumably he would not have thought of himself as an artist. He was a guy who was out taking pictures.
Yeah, and I think that he was really good at seeing the beauty in an ordinary place.
Kristen Strout's grandfather, who was Leon Strout's son, dropped off the photos at the college in 1938, shortly after Leon died. And there they sat until recently, when Kristen Strout and her father got a look at the collection.
As soon as my dad and I saw some of these photographs, we're like, these are amazing, and they should be available to everyone. They just sort of sat in cold storage, well preserved, but really there's no reason this shouldn't be part of the public record for people to be able to see and find and use.
The pictures reflect everyday life from that time and place, a world where many people made their living fishing or farming. It's perhaps not surprising that the collection contains more than 100 photos of cows.
It's definitely a simpler time. We say Maine is a small town, and it was even more true back then, I think.
One part of the collection stands apart, the photographs Leon Strout brought home from France. He had a rather grim assignment, taking photos of World War I cemeteries as a member of the U.S. government's Graves Registration Service. There's a lot of history in these pictures, but it's often obscure.
A lot of my job has been detective work in order to add context to the collection that wasn't there when I arrived.
Kristen Strout and her father, who live 3,000 miles away on the West Coast, recently made it official. They donated to Bowdoin College the collection that had been here for nearly 90 years, and they contributed money to properly curate and digitize the images.
Being in the place that my great-grandfather was in, in taking photographs, it feels like a connection that is just crazy. It feels like a belonging.
Until someone invents a time machine, photos are the best things we have. Consider the First Parish Church on Main Street as it was and as it is. The Pejepscot Mill across the river in Topsom. Then And now, the view over the shoulder of a lion statue on the Bowdoin campus, yesterday and today. Looking at these photos brings to mind William Faulkner's observation. The past is never dead, it's not even past.
It must be a nice feeling to know that these photos will be here forever.
It's amazing. Yes, it's amazing. I mean, I can't wait to actually download and blow some up for my wall. I can't wait.
It is so easy to get lost in that collection.
Yes, and I'm just going to say, I love the cow photos. They were great.
There are 100 of them, Sam. Dive in. Okay, so there are more than 6,000 images in the Stroud Photographic Collection. About a quarter have been digitized and posted on the Bowdoin College website. Eventually, they will all be posted.
We have a link to the Stroud collection, which you can find in the 207 section of our News Center Maine website and app. And in just a few minutes, we'll share a few more photos from the collection that we think you might like. And if you ever miss any of our stories on 207, or if you want to share them with someone you think would enjoy them, just remember you and your friends can catch all of our episodes on our News Center Maine Plus app.
You can download it for free, stream it on your TV. It is available on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
Really cool story, Rob. Coming up next, how hunters in Maine are doing their part to keep Mainers fed all year long, and the program making it possible.
Last week on 207, we showed you how the nonprofit Preble Street is now helping more people thanks to its new food security hub. Preble Street is just one of the organizations in our state helping to keep Mainers fed year-round.
Another program helping to connect people in need with fresh game meat like venison, moose, or bear is called Hunters for the Hungry, and we wanted to see how it works.
Hunting is a tradition. It's time to spend with family in the outdoors and grow and create memories for your family members.
Maine Game Warden Corporal Cody Lounder is no stranger to the Maine woods.
Quiet, peaceful, being one with nature. It's really awesome.
Hunting has always been a part of his life, and now the tradition is woven into his work. Part of a game warden's job includes interacting with hunters and making sure they're following the law.
We confiscate deer, bear, and moose through illegal hunting practices.
Rather than waste the meat, the animals are harvested and brought to a processor. Like this one in Sabattis.
We've been real busy.
The meat is cut or ground up.
And we usually grind it all into burger because you can feed a lot of people with ground burger.
And eventually, that deer or moose or bear is donated to people in need through a program called Hunters for the Hungry.
We like to help the community out because it's a good thing for people that need it.
The program accepts fresh, wild game meat from Maine's Game Warden Service and from hunters who may have more meat than they can use, and then donates the meat to food pantries around our state.
The folks that run soup kitchens and community kitchens, they love having that fresh meat because it's different, it's unique. So they can engage their creative side and just create some excellent menus.
Gus Nelson is the director of the Emergency Food Assistance Program in Maine. He says last year, Hunters for the Hungry received 9,600 pounds of meat. This year, it's on track to donate even more.
It's delicious, it's local, it's fresh. All the hunter has to do is drop off their field-dressed game animal, deer, bear, or moose, and that's it. The processor does what the processor does best. We pay the invoice, and the food pantry or community kitchen comes and picks up the game meat.
These are the Thanksgiving bags that we're getting ready to send out.
The team at Lisbon Area Christian Outreach partners with Hunters for the Hungry.
Are you venison eaters?
She isn't. Yes, I am.
You are?
I do not like venison, but I cook it for my husband.
They say having the frozen venison on hand gives their clients something to look forward to.
They can't hunt anymore, so they come here and they're very happy to get it.
Once word gets out venison is available, it goes quickly.
If we had it, this was where it would be. It's nothing in there except turkeys for Thanksgiving. Well, it's extra meat that they never get, and they still get their regular meat, but if they want deer meat, it's an extra for them. So they really enjoy that.
It's an added meal.
Yeah, it's an added meal, is right.
An added meal when many Mainers need it most.
These hunters that donate the meat to Hunters for the Hungry just want to do some good in the community, and they find if they can't, help out the community in another way, they can at least provide food and put food on people's tables, which is huge.
It just feels so good. There's just a lot of insecurity going on right now, and just to have that lean meat, it's healthy, it's local, which is great, and yeah, we want to get all the freezers stocked up before the winter comes.
Really cool program that they have. And I heard that part of the reason why they're able to get so much meat now is because the number of doe permits has increased, so more people are out there.
Makes sense.
And speaking of that, Gus Nelson, who we heard from in the story, was telling me that if you are an orchard owner or if you have a nursery where you're growing vegetables, other plants, and if you have deer that are coming in, eating your crops, all of that, there's actually a special permit that you can request that allows you to harvest more than one deer. So if that's something that someone you know might be interested in, send them to the Hunters for the Hungry website, or even if you want to get involved, if you're a hunter, just visit the Maine Department of Agriculture, Conservation, and Forestry's website.
When we come back, we're heading to the Form Lab to learn about ways to improve your spine mobility.
That they'll get a lower back pain either, along the side of the
Dr. Alex Romano is a chiropractor and personal trainer at the Form Lab in Falmouth. Here it is all about changing the way we move to get the most out of our workouts. Thanks so much for helping us out and showing us some movements today. So you're going to be showing us some movements that kind of keep our spine in mind while we're working out.
Yes.
Why is that so important when we're working out?
Yeah, so our spine needs to be mobile in order to allow us to access ranges of motion so that we can use the proper muscles when we're doing these movements to avoid pain and to have functional movement throughout our daily activities.
Yeah, so pretty important stuff.
Yeah.
So we have a guest here with us today, our producer, Aaron Tangway. He's going to be helping out with our movements. So what do you want to start with? What's the first thing you want us to do?
Yeah, so the first area that we're dealing with is going to be the cervical spine, which is this area of our neck. So we're going to be doing a scapular push-up. So what you'll do is you'll place your hands on the barbell or a wall, and then what you'll do is you will drive your chest towards, keeping your elbows straight, drive your chest towards the bar, feeling those scapular blades coming back together back here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push your back out, rounding the back, really focusing on that movement of the scapular blade around the rib cage. The goal here is to make sure these muscles stay relaxed because these muscles are what connect into the neck and can commonly cause neck pain, headaches, and things like that.
I was going to ask about that. So how can movements like this help with neck stiffness and all of that?
Yeah, so if we are able to access the proper range of motion in that shoulder blade, we can then properly use the muscles of the lower trap and the serratus, allowing these muscles to relax. So, during the day, we're always kind of working in front of us in that flex position. So doing this will allow us to remind our body how to access that other range of motion, the better range of motion.
Yeah. All right, what else you got for us?
Yeah, so the next area we're dealing with is the thoracic spine, which is this area right here. So similarly, he's going to be putting his hands on the barbell or wall. And then with this one, you're going to be driving your hips straight back, and you're going to be pushing your head through your arms. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow for a lot of extension in the thoracic spine here. A lot of my patients will present with a stubborn pain between the shoulder blades. So doing this movement combined with that scapular push-up can help to open that area up and remind our body the movements that it needs to maintain. What you'll do when you're doing this is you'll bring it into that down position. You'll take 2 deep breaths, really feeling that expansion into the rib cage, and then you'll come back up. And you'll make it a dynamic movement. This is something that you can do, 2 sets a day, do about 8 to 10 reps, to tolerance.
And deep breathing, probably really important for something like this.
Yeah. So obviously breathing is important because our muscles need oxygen to relax, but also all of our ribs connect and articulate with our spine. So if our rib cage isn't mobile, then we're not going to have as much mobility in the thoracic spine.
Not going to get as good of a workout in.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, Aaron, you're doing a great job. Great job. What else do you have for us? Last one.
Yes, our last one has to do with the lumbar spine. So, and that's this area of our lower back here. You're going to step up onto an elevated surface like this yoga block here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep this hip very stable. You're going to allow that leg to drop down and then you're going to lift it up, feeling that pull from that back part of the pelvic bone. So what I commonly see with patients is that they'll get a lower back pain either, along the side of the spine or on one side of that lower back, and this can help address movement in the pelvis.
So how does it impact you're the spine expert here, the lumbar spine area?
Yeah, so the pelvis directly connects with the lumbar spine right there through the sacrum, and then it has muscular attachments. So if the pelvis is tighter on one side due to this muscle that he's using right here, it can pull the pelvis up on one side, which will cause the lumbar spine to curve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably not very comfortable.
Yeah, so doing a movement like this can help gain awareness of your pelvic position, which can allow you to maintain better movement patterns through the day.
All right, 3 easy moves that we can all do at home. High five, dude. Great job. And you left her hanging. Thanks again, Alex, for having us come in.
Thank you, Sam.
If you would like to learn more about the Form Lab, everything we just did here, the movements, all of that, just head to the 207 section of our website and app. Don't go anywhere. 207 is back right after this. Coming up tomorrow on 207, it's one of those things in the modern world that we never really stop to think about, namely, what happens to the stuff in the toilet after we flush it down?
We got your attention now, don't we? Well, 2 Portland filmmakers who are husband and wife have made a documentary about this unlikely subject. They focused their story on the wastewater treatment plant in Portland.
Right now, 15 million gallons is flowing underneath your feet. And if you think about how horrible that water was when it started its life today, I hope you can appreciate how clean we make it.
The filmmakers say the people who run wastewater treatment plants deserve a whole lot more thanks than they receive. And wait till you hear how nasty the water in Portland Harbor was until this plant came along. That story tomorrow on 207.
A few minutes ago, you saw our story about a collection of old photos taken in Brunswick. They're part of a collection at Bowdoin College, which is going through the pictures and digitizing them.
It's easy to get lost in this collection, and we did. We wanted to share a few more of these photos, all of them taken in or near Brunswick from the 1890s to the 1930s. So let's start with the first one. It's a shot of the Cribstone Bridge that connects Orrs and Bailey Islands. The bridge was completed in 1928, so this was getting close to the end of the time when Leon Strout was taking photos. And it's remarkable how similar it is.
It's a great shot.
Now to what it was then. All right, another bit of transportation history here. Let's go to our second photo. It's the railroad station and the old Carlton Bridge in Bath. Some of us remember the Carlton Bridge. It wasn't that long ago that was taken down and replaced by the new bridge, but that's kind of a cool shot there, and all the people on the platform. Nice bit. This next one is one that I really liked. Just a guy picking blueberries.
Oh, that's a fantastic shot.
And you can see that the blueberry rake technology has not changed a whole lot in the years since then, but rather striking. The next photo is one that 207 videographer Kirk Rowdy and I both liked because we are motorcyclists. How about that? A mounted police officer on his bike. That's a cool shot. Now let's finish with this one, a wood chopping demonstration.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't ask what the background is on this, if it's known, where it was taken, when it was taken, but obviously people like to watch wood chopping.
Yeah, they wanted to come out and see it.
And they still do. It's kind of riveting. If you've never seen someone do that, it's really hugely entertaining.
Gosh, these photos, it's like walking through time.
Yeah.
I love it.
All at the Strout Collection at Bowdoin College. And again, we've got the link on our website and app that'll show you how to get to it.
Thanks for joining us tonight on 207.
Have a good evening. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow at 7.